busy week ahead for the Warriors. It starts on a Monday night at Oracle with Charlotte in town. The Warriors pursuing perfection on the home court. Right now, 34 in a row, and they don't want that streak to end anytime soon. Hello, everybody. Bob Fitzgerald alongside Jim Barnett. And the Warriors were tested in overtime, down to 7 guys, still protected the home court. Got to take advantage of these home games. In January, they're few and far between.
Well, you've got a game tonight, then you go on the road for 3 straight games. So it's a rather disjointed month. In and out, in and out. You've got to maintain your focus.
Well, speaking of how about back in the lineup? Steph Curry and Harrison Barnes back. Huge additions, the depth and the talent for the Warriors.
Well, we all know what Stephen Curry brings not only the outside shooting, but his leadership on the floor. They play a very different game. They're a little more loose, freelance out there with Steph. Harrison Barnes, boy, you missed him on the front line up there. Missed 16 games. Glad to have him back at both ends of the court. He'll knock down those corner threes for you.
Key part of that small lineup. You have Harrison at the power forward, but Draymond Green plays the center. Defense, passing, scoring. Draymond has been doing it all, playing the best basketball of his career.
Well, we knew last year he's a first-team All-NBA defender, but now his offensive game has come into focus, and now he's probably the most versatile player on the team. The way he's gathering up these triple-doubles, he was just brilliant against Denver in those numbers.
Back-to-back triple-doubles, 29, 17, 14. Go back to Larry Legend in 87, the last time someone dotted the stat sheet like that.
I'll tell you what, he is just becoming so much more valuable with this club. You know, this is a very quiet-natured team, but not Draymond Green. We know about him, but he does his talking out there on the court as well with the numbers. And I'll tell you what, this team takes on his persona. They refuse to lose. They compete each and every second they are on the floor.
The competition is fierce when you are the world champs. You get everyone's best shot. And the point guard matchup is the one to watch tonight. Kemba Walker has a little something to say to Steph Curry. Curry, the huge advantage in Charlotte. Kemba would like to return the favor here at Oracle. Warriors and Hornets on the way. Greg and Saint back in the studio right after this.
Hairston. Also at forward, setting 6'9", his 11th year out of North Carolina. Number 2, Marvin Williams. Starting at center, setting 7 feet in his 3rd year out of Indiana. Number 40, Cody Zeller. At one guard position, setting 6'3" in his 6th year out of Harvard. Number 7, Jeremy Lin. And at another guard position, setting 6'1" in his 5th year at Connecticut. Number 15, Kemba Walker. Head coach for Charlotte is Steve Clifford, assisted by Patrick Ewing, Steven Silas, Pat Delaney, Bob Weiss, Steve Hertel, and Bruce Kreitzer. Hornets up.
The horn sounds! The game's over! The Warriors win! Boom, 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 Warrior fans! It's go time! Let's get hyped and make some noise! Get up on your feet and greet your NBA champion, Golden State Warriors! Playing in his 8th season out of Kansas, number 4, Brandon Rush. In his 4th year from Michigan State, number 23, Draymond Green. Playing in his 11th year from Melbourne, Australia, number 12, Andrew Bogut. In his 5th year from Washington State, number 11, Klay Thompson. And now in his 7th NBA season out of Davidson, number 30, Stephen Curry. The Warriors interim head coaches Luke Walton, assisted by Ron Adams, Jared Collins, Bruce Frazier, and Chris DeMarco. The Warriors athletic trainer is Drew Yoder.
time for tip-off. Here's Fitz and JB.
The Hornets and Warriors coming your way at Oracle before the Warriors deal with the Lakers. And then Friday, Saturday, Portland and Sacramento. And as Jim mentioned, a lot of rare home game, bunch of road games, back in, back out, home, away, and just a very odd January, February.
It's a very demanding schedule. You got to live with it, but you're going to be on the go a lot.
Our Xfinity starting lineup, Steph Curry is one of the starters with Klay Thompson, Brandon Rush, Draymond Green, and Andrew Bogut. So Harrison Barnes is back, but he will not start after missing 16 games. For the Hornets, Jeremy Lin with Kemba Walker, PJ Hairston, Marvin Williams, and Cody Zeller. For a Charlotte team that comes in with a winning record at 17-16, has become a pretty solid three-point shooting team. They take a lot of them, and they don't turn the ball over.
No, they don't. Only 12.7 a game. That's best in the NBA. You look at Draymond's numbers the last 4 games. Well, I'll tell you what, those are Oscar Robertson numbers, who averaged a triple-double back at 61-62. No Nicholas Batum tonight. That really hurts them, their second leading scorer. When you're talking about above 500, they are the 10th team in the league. They're right now not in the playoffs. There are 10 teams in the league in the East that are over 500.
Yeah, Draymond, Western Conference Player of the Week, which is just spectacular. And the Warriors turn it over to begin. Kemba Walker, who definitely wants a different result than the game in Charlotte. And Steph Curry dominated that matchup to the point where it was hard to watch. Not for Warrior fans, but for Kemba Walker and Charlotte.
If I remember, Kemba Walker did not score in the first half.
And Steph Curry did a lot of that. Drop it into 3. 105 straight games with the 3 made. Second longest streak in league history behind Kyle Korver's 127.
Yeah, he was pretty good that night. 8 of 11 from threes.
Yeah, that 28-point third quarter. There's ball movement, and Kemba already becoming a factor.
He's got the same number of points that he had in Charlotte to stick with the second. Right down. You see Brandon Rush back.
Very confident wing jumper. Felt that tightness in the hamstring. Missed the game on Saturday. Feeling all right to go.
Clay's got his hands full now with Walker. Jerry Lin's only the 4th game he started this year. For Charlotte.
Shot clock at 3. Kemba Walker has to make something out of nothing. Got it to Marvin Williams, but it's a 24-second violation. So Steve Clifford, as Jim mentioned, when you're #1 in fewest turnovers, you take care of the ball. Longtime assistant coach who I think has really improved the Charlotte team, and as their talent gets better, they have some opportunity in the East.
They like him. They just gave him a new extension on his contract.
Zeller went straight up.
He did do that, but then he kind of came down with his arms. I don't know whether he got part of the wrist of Draymond or not, but he's fortunate they didn't blow the whistle.
Marvin Williams has become a 3-point shooter, but misfiring there.
They lost about 1 fewer threes a game, but they make 10 every night. Charlotte, they have changed their offense. Without Al Jefferson inside, they've gone to the outside.
Klay Thompson rattling the 3 home. It's the Charlotte team, 11th highest scoring team. Hairston, well defended, and you'll give that shot up. And he's in to rebound and be an energy tough guy, not to score as much. Bogut finding Steph Curry. Steph has almost that soccer shin guard on the left leg.
He knows how to use Bogut now on cuts to the basket. He's ready for the pass and the finish every time. Speed and quickness.
Kemba Walker down the lane.
He's ready to play tonight.
And they also have put the pad on the right leg because Steph kind of figured, if I've been kicked in the shin on one, might as well wear protection for both just in case.
It's amazing that last game when he hurt it, he was hit on the exact same spot on that shin.
So there's the two kind of soccer shin guards. Well, you know, Steph and Messi are friends, so he figured, all right, maybe I'll wear that.
That's a pretty good comparison, because isn't Messi the best soccer player in the world? Yes, he is.
And the most creative. And also, too, for just merchandising opportunities, Under Armour says, hey, shin guards, terrific. We'll put those on the MVP, too.
Steve Clifford verbalizing the next play.
Well, I was going to say, if you're scouting Charlotte and you want to know what Horns 2 wiggle is, here it comes.
He came right up to half court.
Usually they try to use hand signals, but the verbal, I'm assuming the wiggle is a Walker drive. And it ends up being a turnover.
He challenged 3 players.
Okay, throw that play away, Jim. Don't run that again. Steph Curry, not bad guy, and Zeller with the rebound. Williams, that's a nifty pass. And Marvin Williams creating for Cody Zeller. And you just see Charlotte, they're very well coached. They got a lot of young players. They work hard.
Zeller's playing better now in his 3rd year.
Clay is fouled as he went through the mix.
Hornets foul, Charlotte. 19, PJ Harrison.
So Hairston's picked up a couple. You know, the rough thing for Charlotte, you mentioned Al Jefferson out with a knee surgery, but Michael Kidd-Gilchrist, you know, Batum was the key acquisition. He's dinged up right now. Clay Thompson offline.
Well, missing Gilchrist for him has really hurt. Defensively, this was a defensive-minded team. They've lost their way recently with the defense, but nice follow.
Kemba Walker. I would say he's more than fired up. 8 points, opportunity for a 3-point play. Kemba comes into the game averaging 19 a game and an 85% free thrower. And Kemba Walker, much like Steph Curry, has improved in the paint in finishing. And so a career best at 53% right now.
Well, the last 4 games, he's had 38, 29, 18, and 32. Those are big numbers for Kemba.
Bogut couldn't flip it over iron there.
Best numbers of his career for Kemba. Number 9 pick back in 11. He wants to make up for the last game that he played. He was awful in Charlotte as Jeremy Lin.
Probing there and dropping in the jumper.
Another player that wasn't ever drafted. They've got another one on their team. Troy Daniels was never drafted. Pretty good players.
Curry inside, and the game within the game. Steph's got 7, Kemba Walker's got 9, and they continue to go at each other. Brandon Rush, good recovery on Jeremy Lin. And Draymond the distance. Curry the corner 3, and it's short. Draymond the rebound. Brandon Rush, wing 3. Yes, sir.
What a luxury to have players inside that compete to get the ball. And then they've got to collapse on Draymond. That's how they won the last game in overtime. When they collapsed, he found Maurice Spates. He had a layup. He didn't take it. He said, I'm going to throw it out to Brandon Rush.
So Brandon Rush back in the lineup, and it's a good thing with 5 quick already, and the Warriors up 4.
I'm here with Luke Rockhold, UFC middleweight world champion, also a Bay Area native from Santa Cruz. Thank you for joining us. I know that yesterday at the 49ers game, you got to hang out with Steph Curry. What are 2 champions talking about there?
You know, champ status, you know, just hanging out, having a good time. Steph's really down to earth, cool, good. So just chopping it up. He actually talked to him about maybe coming to surf. You know, he hasn't surfed him. I invited him to Santa Cruz, and maybe we can get him on the board sometime.
That's pretty cool. You know, Steph comes down to Santa Cruz too to watch the D-League team down there, and I know you were just honored. How cool was it to be honored by the Santa Cruz Warriors, the D-League affiliate, and have your own day there?
Oh, it was amazing. I mean, you get Lou Crockle Day in Santa Cruz. I'm born and raised, so not many people can say that. You know, I've been a big Warrior fan, D-League, and of course the boys here. So my whole life. So it's amazing. It's been a wild ride.
It's cool to have another champion in the Bay Area. Thank you for coming on with us.
Thank you guys. Let's get it, Warriors.
Draymond stepping out of bounds. I like Luke, and I respect UFC fighters, so I'm not going to say anything wrong.
Okay.
I don't want Steph Curry anywhere near a surfboard.
I'm thinking the same thing. And I'm thinking, you know, we're getting lots of different people. Maybe next time we can get Dick Dale in the building.
Oh, wow. All right. Knocked away. Zeller with a good defensive play. And Klay Thompson a better one.
Great timing. Just waited for him. He knew what was going to transpire. He knew it was going to be a bounce pass in there. He just came up behind and surprised him. And did a nice job clearing his body so he didn't foul.
Iguodala's first playing time.
It's a very quick player for Klay to defend.
That's how you play Jeremy Lin. He's shooting 42% from the field. He's a beautiful driver of the ball, but you still have to dare him to take and make jump shots. Steph thought about the 1-foot runner. Instead, Iguodala missing the three. Both teams at 50%. Kemba Walker drawing the foul. That little hip check. Very intriguing player in Kemba Walker. The 9th pick in the 2011 draft. You remember him at UConn. This is year 5, and we talked about how he finishes better. And
he played 3 years at UConn. First 4 years in the league, 32% from 3. He got it up to 40% earlier in the year. Down now a little.
Tonight's game on Warrior Games, stream live at NBC Sports Live Extra app on your mobile phone or tablet. Stream the Warriors on the go.
But the Charlotte Hornets have 8 new faces this year, so that's one of the reasons their record's not quite as good as it was percentage-wise as last year.
Jeremy Lamb has checked in. And Lamb averaging 11 points a game. And Frank Kaminsky. Talk about 4-year college players. Tournament run at Wisconsin.
He's very talented, Kaminsky is. I like him.
A sloppy pass there. The Warriors turning it over. Zeller with the step around. Couldn't quite finish around Bogut.
Left hand isn't nearly as strong as it should be for Cody.
Livingston curling that one out.
Here's the guy. They gave him a 3-year contract, Jeremy Lamb. Played at OKC the last 2 years. They are looking for him to blossom. Yet to do so, but he's going to get the time to do it.
Bogut bothering Kemba Walker. Lamb missing there, and Kaminsky, look what I found. So 3 opportunities. That was an issue in the Denver game too.
But that's almost like an air ball. It comes off very quickly off the side of the rim and the board.
Draymond Green, 41% on threes, and tying things at 20. Pass somehow got through to Walker.
You're right, it should be a bounce pass. I'm amazed it was not a turnover, but they get it back after that turnover.
Misfired on the jumper.
Steve Clifford up in half court saying no back cuts. They had plenty of back cuts in Houston. He knows the tendencies. That's a travel.
Yes, it is. And Mo Spates, who was the hero in overtime, check it in. That'll be after the timeout. 3:13 remaining in the first. And you get an idea. Charlotte more than competitive and right with the Warriors at 20.
Great opportunity.
With 3:13 remaining in the first, Bob Fitzgerald, Jim Barnett, Rosgold on Wood-A. Our McDonald's true story, the longest home winning streaks in Bay Area sports history. The Warriors at 34 and still going. The A's had that remarkable 20-gamer. Oh, by the way, the Warriors had a 19-gamer that went through January of last year. Niners, Raiders, Sharks, and Giants. If you're a Warrior season ticket holder, you've enjoyed the home games in the last couple seasons.
Substitution for Charlotte, second the game first time tonight. 0-0.
Spades in with Iguodala, Klay Thompson, Livingston, and Draymond Green. Kenny Maurer, he has a foul on Jeremy Lin, but he looked over at the Warrior bench. He said, "Hey, I got it." Because Jeremy Lin had grabbed the jersey.
And everybody's yelling.
They said, "Hey, it's a foul." And he said, "Yeah, I got it." Klay Thompson hitting the three. It's a nice screen by Mo Spinks. For Mo, last couple of games, it started with the Dallas game, found his jumper. Houston and Denver, working his way back in the rotation. Lamb missing the three, and Draymond will push.
For Lamb to be a player, he's got to make those threes. This is a great opportunity this year for him. And really, Lamb doesn't shoot it any better. Shoots a lot worse than Hawes or Daniels, Batum, and Walker. So
close out on Klay there. Lamb's at 32%.
Yeah, it's just not good enough for him.
Spencer Hawes, who's a tough pick and pop cover. And Jeremy Lin losing it out of bounds. And here comes Harrison Barnes.
Nice warm welcome. Most people standing. It's got to make you feel good.
I think that was a neat moment right there for Harrison Barnes.
Very, very special.
This fan base is so connected to everybody. They missed the Senator for the month of December. Mo Spades. And they're all pulling for Mo buckets.
His favorite spot on the floor.
Twin tower look, but both with perimeter shooting skills of Kaminsky and Hawes. Interesting lineup. Jeremy Lin missing badly, and the long rebound back to Walker. Spades got a piece of the ball.
He sure did. That is a block shot.
That'll be a blocking foul.
Yep, never got there in time. Sean had the lane. He made the commitment. Jeremy Lin has had an interesting career path, hasn't he? The Warriors.
I'll tell you what, though, when you're undrafted and you're out of Harvard,
yes,
he's made it to the point. I liken him almost to J.J. Barea. He belongs in the league.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that's a great credit as Mo Spades hits that jumper again. A 10-0 Warrior run.
Yeah, Jeremy definitely belongs. He got his fourth start of the season tonight.
Now the Lin sanity and the contract from the Knicks, that's not his issue or his fault.
Not at all.
He's become a legitimate NBA player, and he's a great kid with a great family. Lamb will get to the line. Got that chicken wing a little bit as he drove around and
here's the problem,
body contact.
As you look at Lin fans, see, Jeremy Lin hasn't scored. Okay, he's taking shots, and now you bail him out, put him on the line, make it easy for him to get on the board, and sometimes that just fuels someone to get him going. So you always have to know the insights of the game.
Dub the Vote, Warrior fans, presented by JBL. Get Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, and Draymond to Toronto at Warriors.com/dub the vote. The coaches are putting that guy on regardless. But,
yes, absolutely.
But it'd be nice if Warrior fans go nuts in terms of the balloting and get Draymond and Klay in the starting lineup with Steph. Right now, Kobe leading everybody in the votes. Klay Thompson is having an amazing first quarter from distance.
And Lamb was right in his jersey. That is a tough shot. And they did a nice job. They're going to trade 2 for 1.
Moving screen on Spencer Hawes.
They might trade 2 for 1 again here. The way that transpired. And that is already turnover number 6.
Which is alarming because Charlotte had 4 the entire last game.
Yeah, and they only commit less than 13 a night. And yet they've got 22 on the board.
Klay setting up Harrison, hanging, banked it out. Look at Spates work the glass. So about a second difference, game shot clock. Oh, Spates. He's back in business the last 4 games. Shot clock down to 5. Roberts able to finish with the left hand. Still 4 seconds to work with. Livingston at 2. S-Dot rimming it out. So for the Warriors, a 15-4 run to finish the quarter. Shoot it at 52%. Force the 6 Charlotte turnovers and hold the Hornets to 41% shooting. All adds up to an 8-point advantage after the first 12 minutes. Reginald Martinez Jackson Jr. alongside Warrior owner Joe Lacob. You can call him Reggie. 563 home runs. One of the most incredible players to watch in baseball history.
Well, he came through in the big moments, didn't he?
Mr. October. And Roz is going to grab Reggie for an interview a little bit later. I talked to my kids about Reggie Jackson. He also struck out more than anyone in the history of the sport.
I was going to say that. I was going to add that as Harrison gets that down. Yeah, when the pitcher went against Reggie, he said, okay, this could be really good or it could be really disastrous.
But you don't be afraid to fail. Dare greatly. That's how you achieve greatness, like Reggie did. Ryan Roberts hit the wing jumper. Ryan Roberts. So Ian Clark with Iguodala, Harrison Barnes, Spates, and Sean Livingston. Iguodala on the kick out. Ian Clark, 4 straight games of double-figure scoring.
He's dependable. We talked about being a quiet team. He may be the quietest player on the team.
Yes. Minsky had Ian Clark on a switch. Harrison came to double.
You know they've got to run it off the 3-point line. They just couldn't catch up. Iguodala was the only one over there with 2 Charlotte Hornets. He's coming back and he's still questioning it. Make that skip pass, sometimes you just can't catch up.
Knocked away, Spates recovers it. Harrison Barnes with the mid-range.
Now, he hasn't just been sitting on his key string for 5 weeks. He has been working out the last few weeks and getting game shape. They'll use him sparingly tonight. He's not going to be playing 40 minutes. Same with Curry. That's why he took him out that first quarter.
Lamb, that's a tough finish and the foul.
Well, he missed everything before. He got on the line, made his 2, and now he comes up with a terrific play. On the move, driving into the middle, banking it in.
Nice delivery from Spencer Hawes. I've always liked him. When you think of a rotation back up big, he can hit a jumper. He's got good size. That was a nice pass.
Well, he plays, what, about 17 minutes a night, gets a couple assists.
Yeah.
That's commendable.
Second unit, that's a fun guy to play with.
And he shoots the three extremely well at 39%.
Harrison. Smooth. Feeling it.
Yeah, his jumper looks very smooth.
Well,
not rushing it at all.
He keeps stats on everything. His ISO post-ups have been such a high conversion rate this year. That's a dangerous play. It's a block, or it's a charge, but I was hoping Lamb is okay.
Yeah, I'd like to see that again. That's the toughest call in basketball. Let's see if Maurice got there in time. To me, that goes either way. That could easily be called a block.
It was
certainly dangerous.
Was Mo there when Lamb began the shooting motion? He knocked out of bounds. Roberts playing that D.
Roberts, yeah, overplayed, and he made the turnover possible for him. Got to get a better angle on that pass. When they go laterally like that, they're vulnerable.
Ryan Roberts is a very steady player. He's your backup one. You're in pretty good shape. That's because he understands the game. I mean, it's a beautiful backdoor cut. So Roberts had the steal on one end, gets the layup on the other, and Luke Walton uses the timeout. Warrior lead at 7. The return of Harrison Barnes. So far, so good. Our AT&T U-verse rewind. Dell Curry night when we were in Charlotte. Seidel and Sonia, Dell's mom, and Steph came out at halftime, and then third quarter said, let me honor my dad with 28 in the third, 40 in the game. Our AT&T U-verse rewind. And Steph Curry. It's such a great relationship with Dell. And the one thing I remember, 43-minute acceptance speech for his MVP.
Yes.
The only time he got choked up,
right,
talking about his dad.
Talking about his dad, remembering how he played. Well, they're special people, and that young man right there he's inherited great genes, because his parents are terrific. I'm going to say something that's really funny, because when he came over, as he does, and stretches right in front of us, you know, people ask me, hey, who's your favorite NBA player? Well, Spates is eating him alive here.
Spates, field goal and a foul. Finish your story.
Well, you know, as an ex-player, you really don't have, oh, this is my favorite player. So look at Spates, and Spates now in about 7.5 minutes is filling it up. He's got 8 going on 9. But I've never had, you know, you don't say, well, this is my favorite player. These are guys I respect, and these guys that, you know, are tremendous and so forth. But then if I had to pick a favorite player, because of on and off the court and who he is, I have to say, and it went through my brain tonight, Stephen Curry is my favorite player of all time.
Nice.
And I mean,
that's saying, Jimmy, 31 years, that's saying a lot.
You know, and I really mean that. It's not because he's, you know, it is because he's on the Warriors and I know him. That's the thing. We know him so well. So if he were on another team, I probably wouldn't feel the same way. But we know how he is. And it's remarkable. It really is. That's how I feel about that young man.
So Ian Clark and Steph playing together here. Draymond the middleman. Tell you, Charlotte, that's really good defense. The Warriors had it spaced out, and Spencer Hawes got all the way out there to contest that shot.
By the way, growing up, my favorite player was Jerry West. So when I was in high school, I was in the LA area.
You know, he works for the Warriors too.
Yes, I know. But I just loved the way he played.
Tell you, Mo Spates, there is the logo. Mo with 9 points in 7 minutes. And as much as he scuffled the early part of the season, his teammates and his coaching staff didn't give up on him, and the fans certainly didn't. It's great to see Mo rounding back into form. Draymond Green, block shot. Push ahead Steph in the foot race, and he flips it up and in.
He can go left or he can go right. He's waiting to see which side Hawes will commit to, because he can go way out, spin it back. He doesn't have to be right at the rim.
Draymond's already got 5 boards and 5 assists. See Lamb's game. He's attacking, some wild shots there. Ryan Roberts, steady Eddie, dropping in the 3. got 9 off the bench. Uh-oh. If you're Charlotte, be careful. The Human Torch is starting to heat up a bit. He's got a dozen. Kaminsky can hit that 3. Draymond had to honor that. Nice step around.
What an up fake. Kept his pivot foot down. 2 bigs there. Didn't want to try to challenge it, and then throws it away.
Roberts with the steal. Said, Oz can hit 3s. Iguodala knocked it away. Kaminsky able to get it back. Clock at 5.
Oz loves it.
Iguodala soaring for that rebound. Warriors are led by as many as 11. Sitting at 8 right now. It's 8 at the end of the first quarter. All that attention on Steph, and then the steal.
Lamb got his hand in there.
And he got the easy one.
Steph had that dribbling back behind him slightly with his left hand, and Lamb read it perfectly.
Watch Charlotte. They are very well coached on offense and defense. And Clark, front iron. Here are the Hornets within 6, and Steve Clifford going to use the timeout. 5:17 remaining in the first half. Curry and Kemba Walker going back and forth. Steph now with a dozen. And you know about the 3s. He can finish with either hand. And unlimited range for the best shooter in the world.
Up 6 on the Hornets, and right now I'm joined for another interview now by Kirk Lacob. He is the assistant GM of the Warriors, and he's joining me because it's the D-League Showcase coming up January 6th through 12th, and it's coming back to Santa Cruz for the 2nd year in a row. And I wanted to know, how are you going to build off of the momentum and the experience that Santa Cruz had for the fans and the players last year?
Well, it's a terrific event, and hosting it for a 2nd year, we now know what works better and what we need to improve on. Unfortunately, we lost the weather this year. We had perfect weather last year, so some people are upset about that, but it's going to be a great event.
So no surfing and basketball, all basketball?
All basketball this year, absolutely.
I'm down with that. And for our basketball fans who are curious about the rookie, Kevon Looney, he's just been put on assignment with the Santa Cruz Warriors, the D-League affiliate. He'll be spending time there. What will he be doing with the team, and what will he be working on to improve in practice?
This is the first step for Kevon. We're really excited about him, really happy to get him where we got him. He had surgery, though, and he's 19 years old, so this is going to be his first taste of the pro game. So he's going to practice for about a week, maybe 2 weeks, really get a sense of what the game is like, the speed of the game, and then we're going to throw him right there in the Wolves. We're going to put him in a lot of different positions, see what he can do, push him, and see how quickly he can improve.
All right, thank you so much, Kirk.
Absolutely, thanks.
Guys?
Good plan with Kevon Looney. We liked him as a kid. We've seen him working hard.
It was a 6-point game, and I'm not criticizing Steve Clifford. I love him. I think he's a terrific coach. But I thought the timeout came at the wrong time because they had momentum, and they were playing well. And to me, it just kind of stopped the momentum. I didn't have time to say it before we went to commercial break, but it just stopped them. And now it's been all Warriors ever since the timeout.
No, and I agree with you, Jim. I think when you're at Oracle and your team is playing well, what you don't want to do is give the Warriors a chance to kind of refocus. And that's kind of what happened there. But really, the depth of the Warriors on display now. Speights is rounding into shape. Harrison's back. Steph is there. And then they can burst on you like few teams in the league.
Yes, and already Speights has 8. And when Harrison Barnes came in, he added 6 for in just a few short minutes. Stephen Curry is on his game. Klay Thompson definitely on his game. Draymond, all the things, the part is working here. And that's why Harrison Barnes' absence, I know the Warriors kept on winning, but in the long run, it would have taken a toll on this club. This is a real team. And you saw how it was in Dallas without Stephen Curry. Just one big part of that engine, but the little ones are important too.
The stealth lineup or the small lineup or the killer lineup doesn't work without Harrison at the 4.
It worked for a couple of games, and Livingston filled in nicely, but you're exactly right. Because it's that front line of Draymond Green, Harrison Barnes, and Andre Iguodala in that small lineup. It is vitally important to keep them together.
Curry and Kemba Walker. A fun matchup. Clay inside, missed it short. Ricocheting out of bounds to the Warriors. You know, I'm actually happy for Kemba Walker tonight, Jim. 40-4 was brutal in Charlotte. Okay,
Yes.
Now I love the game Steph had, but I like Kemba Walker a lot. 40-4 tonight. It's 12-11.
Well, and everything was different because Curry was 14 of 18. Kemba was 2 of 16.
Draymond Green recognized the mismatch on Kemba Walker, took him to task.
So the Warriors up by 11 here. Let's see. That matches their biggest lead. Let's see if they can just put the hammer down in the next 3.5 minutes. I think that's what Luke Walker would like them to do, but Walker has something to say about it.
They left Kemba Walker a little bit at the three-point line. He made him pay. Clay Thompson, the trailer. Clay's got 18. It's a very quiet 18 in the first half. Warriors are shooting 62%.
Clay not only knows how to score, he likes to score.
Bogut sending that away.
Bogut likes to block.
Steph drawing the attention. Harrison Barnes missing that 3 a little flat. That's the other issue with Harrison. He gets back into full game shape. That corner 3 is so lethal for him.
Yeah, he wasn't quite as open as Steph thought he would be.
Marvin Williams had Steph on the switch. Kemba Walker saw Bogut, thought better of it. Zeller is firing there. That's not a foul, people. Bogut tried to sell it. It wasn't. The lob inside, and Bogut guides it home.
We've seen Draymond Green do a lot of things. I have never seen the ball handling skill that he displayed on that move, just past half court, going by 2 men. This is unbelievable, and we will take a look at that sometime.
What a pretty play.
Oh, man. The ball handling and then the soft pass.
Draymond contesting. Bogut with another rebound. Warriors trying to put the hammer down. Curry 3 is offline. Steph's got a little laugh to him on that one. End-to-end action. Minute 50 with a timeout on the floor. And there's Draymond in full flight, and Bogut guiding it home.
Steph, where you gonna be when you grow up?
A basketball player.
Boy, that's gonna take a lot of hard work and practice. You gotta study hard too.
I know.
You got it right.
I know.
We gotta get you the right kind of ball.
All right. Hey, Dad.
Yeah,
How'd you get to be so big?
I guess I just grew that way.
What's it take to be a great basketball player like you?
Well, you really gotta want it. You gotta taste it. You gotta be able to smell it. I mean, you really gotta be hungry for it.
Dad, can we go to Burger King? I am really hungry.
Steph Curry and Del Curry, if those aren't the cutest commercials, oh man, that's great work in terms of finding that in the archives. And some Burger King commercials when Del was playing and Steph was just a little kid. Those are awesome.
Those are precious.
Why am I sensing that there'll be a Steph and Riley Curry commercial coming up in our future?
Generation. Yep, the next generation.
Next generation. Shot clock at 8. That ball knocked out of bounds. Jimmy hit on the key point.
Yeah.
6-point game. Charlotte right in it. 5 minutes left.
The timeout. It stopped their momentum. They just stole the ball and scored. It was 49-43.
Kemba Walker trying to get something before halftime. Good switch by Harrison Barnes. Shot clock at 3. Iguodala sensed it. Lamb had no shot. Andre looked at the other end. He saw there was one to shoot. Put that jumper up, youngster. I'm going to send it back.
We knew it was coming because of the clock management.
You want to become a great defender, you watch Andre Iguodala play basketball. Ball moving around. Play the open shooter. And Charlotte fortunate.
You know what Clay will be thinking at halftime? I should have made that shot. He's not going to be thinking, oh, I got 18. 4 of 7 from 3. He'll say, I should have had 5 of 8, 5 of 7 from 3.
How about that? P.J. Hairston hitting a 3. Making the single-digit game. Steve Clifford exhorting his team. He wants it single digits at halftime.
Harrison's tough. He was tough at North Carolina.
Way down the lane. Couldn't finish that.
You don't always have to shoot with the left hand from the left side. If your right hand's so much stronger, you got the angle, no problem at all.
That's the field goal and foul. And Lamb will go to the line.
Well, it's been a good minute and a half here for Charlotte. They got him back into the game.
Inside the last 2 minutes.
That's a pretty shot by Jeremy Lamb.
Well, I think he's playing with as much freedom as we've seen him play. Out of UConn, the 12th pick overall.
Drafted by Houston. He was a part of that James Harden trade.
I was just going to say, in OKC, he was always going to be the guy that was there instead of Harden. I know it was a package, but he was supposed to be the talent.
2 years at Connecticut. He's still only 25 years of age. 4th year in the league.
8-second game shot clock difference. Steph, little teardrop and rimming it home.
He just out-quicked everybody on the release.
Now the Warriors have a foul to give here, especially if Kemba Walker begins to drive.
Harrison's going to take it. He should take it. He's not going to play a lot of minutes tonight.
Well, the Lamb foul would be the first in the last 2 minutes. So even though there's only one team foul, you can't foul again. I'm going to correct myself there.
All right.
Walker missing that runner. So an 8-point lead at the end of one. And an 8-point lead at halftime. And the Warriors shooting at 58%. Charlotte 48%. And Kemba Walker with 14. Klay Thompson 18. Steph Curry 14. And just a good first half of basketball. I credit Charlotte for playing well and the Warriors for just doing what they do as the world champs. And we flip it over to Roz and Mo Spates.
Mo, it was a rougher start to the season for you. What are the ways you've been fighting your way back into the rotation?
Yes, keep being working and practice, doing all the little things what I started off with. And I knew time was going to come. There was a whole process at the beginning of the year, so I never got too down, never got too high. I knew the time would come that I get my game back.
And as you had the chance to watch, what were some of the holes and gaps you said I could fill that?
Well, the same thing has always been. I just go out there and do the things I do. I was trying to put the ball on the ground too much, and I know I don't do stuff like that. So just catch the ball and shoot and get the little rebounds around the goal. So that's what I've been doing today.
All right, good to see it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Guys?
I think it's good awareness by Mo Spates. Trying to do too much, dribble a little bit more. The guy's a shooter. He's a rebounder, and he's got 9 off the bench. The Warrior lead is 8. Greg and Gary, Warriors halftime live. And the Warriors are real happy that the MVP has grown up. Moments ago, our Rosgold Onwude caught up with Warrior assistant Jaron Collins.
Coach Collins, Steph Curry has 14 points. What is the extent of his injury to his shin, and how are you monitoring it throughout the game?
I think it's just really just go as he feels sort of thing. He's got a contusion. He's got a little bit of swelling, a little bit of blood in there, but he's feeling pretty good right now. And we're just going to play him and just play as much as he can tolerate.
And Harrison Barnes is back, and I know he's on a minutes restriction. What do you guys have to see in him to have his minutes jump up next game?
I think it's another player who's dealing with a little bit of an injury and coming back. And it's really just, again, go as he feels sort of thing. We're trying to limit his minutes to about 20 minutes, but he's done really well for us and given us a great lift coming off the bench.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.
Good assessment by Jaron, just how they're keeping an eye on Steph and Harrison. It's just good to have some of that depth back. Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, Brandon Rush with Draymond Green, Andrew Bogut. Remember, the Warriors get on a plane and fly down to LA, play the Lakers tonight. Jeremy Lin curling that out. Zeller with the rebound and the putback.
We're not going to play the Lakers at 1 o'clock in the morning.
You know what? If they want to meet us at Staples Center at 1 a.m., bring them on.
I like it.
Okay, tomorrow.
Okay. We won't be in bed by 1, I can guarantee you that. It's always a 2 a.m. shot, no matter what.
Klay Thompson driving and finishing.
So he's the first one to 20.
You know, Klay has improved how he attacks the basket.
Of course.
Think of him a couple of years ago.
And he still has room for more improvement. We'll see.
We'll see his dad tomorrow. Michael used to call him Klay-ups. He'd get inside and be unable to finish. Continues to improve. Bogut knows Jeremy Lynch is trying to attack. And if he can get him to settle for a jumper, you've won the battle. Now, he made that, but that's what a big disadvantage on a small right there.
6th point for Jeremy tonight.
Lob. Steph threw it over everybody.
A little off on the timing. And then they let Kemba take that jump shot, but he missed a wide open look.
All the good things the Warriors have done at 59% shooting. Jim is correct. You cool off for a little bit. It's a 6-point game behind the back and the 3 not made.
That's what I'm thinking. You know, the Warriors were blistering hot.
A little cold spell, and Charlotte's not going away as Hairston draws the foul.
Interesting story about Hairston. He got a little trouble in North Carolina, Chapel Hill. Knew he wasn't going to be there for 4 years. That was a given.
Is firing on the free throw. Well, Klay Thompson and Rocco. The bobblehead is when the Warriors take on the Lakers January 14th. First 10,000 fans at Warriors.com, courtesy of Scholarshare. Get Klay in Klay, along with the English Bulldog Rocco. It's also Kobe's last visit to the Bay Area.
That is going to be a special night. 20 years in the league.
Steph got caught up in the air. Brandon Rush with the bailout. Nice delivery to Draymond. Draws the foul. Couldn't quite finish the layup, but the ball hopping around nicely.
Kareem played 20 years in the league. Kobe with 20 years, and this is a very nice play from Brandon Rush. We haven't seen much of that dribble penetration. Usually tries to finish or throw it to the outside. Made a play for Draymond, and Draymond knows he should have made the shot, despite getting fouled as well.
With Kobe, and it's a lot like LeBron, when you think of those high schoolers, LeBron's already played more minutes than Magic or Bird.
Yes.
Okay, and he's got many years left. For Kobe, those 20 years, now factor in all the playoff games, all the Olympic games, and it's a lot of mileage and a lot of minutes for Kobe Bryant.
Well, playoff games, he's played another 2 full seasons.
Yes,
It's
exactly.
just been playoff games.
Hogan. Brandon Rush apparently avoided some contact with Zeller, and then Bogut cleaned it up.
Now, Zeller could have had him lying on his back, but he moved to avoid that. Probably would have been a non-shooting foul. I'd like to talk about Zeller because he's the 4th overall pick back in 2013.
How about a 5-second violation for the Warriors denying the inbounds? Well, that's the issue. When Kaminsky was the 9th, Zeller was the 4th. You think of Adam Morrison and Sean May and some of the other picks they've had, just haven't panned out. Bismack Biyombo.
He was the 7th pick, by the way. Kemba likes to finish the plays here. He didn't on that one.
How about Hairston? A couple threes. He only averages 6 points a game.
Charlotte's playing a solid game. It's good coaching. They're disciplined.
Steph Curry curling it out. Warriors at 55% shooting. They cool off the way Charlotte could shoot it. Jeremy Lin hitting a 3. So that 12-point lead down to the single digit. Bogut had picked up the dribble. Clay, tough fading jumper.
I'd hate to have to rely on those kinds of shots all the time, but Clay's got it going tonight. He's the best offensive player on the floor.
He's also trying to stay with Kemba Walker. Brandon Rush rebounding that miss. Klay Thompson, another three. Fifth of the game, 25 total. Hairston trying to follow his own shot, losing it out of bounds. And once Clay gets in the rhythm, keep finding him, and that time finally squeezed off a miss. 9 of 15.
It's nice about Clay. He can go left or right and pull up for the jumper. Not everybody can do that. It's a gift.
Curry running with Draymond, delivered perfectly.
He knew Walker was trailing that play, got it to him at the right moment.
Bogut did not allow Walker to do any dancing on the baseline. Sent him away. And for the Warriors, they deny and fly. Play the D and run it right down your throat. And Steph Curry, that 2-on-1, executed perfectly. At 86 years young, attending her first Warrior game. I'm so happy that Steph and Harrison were able to play. Her family bought her this ticket for tonight for Christmas. And at 86 years old, her very first Warrior game in person. Watches the games relentlessly as a Warrior fan.
And inside here, you don't need your hearing aid.
Three.
He's not going to get a better look than that. He can plant his feet, take a deep breath, and launch it.
And unanswered. Beautiful screen to set up that wide open shot. Jeremy Lin had hit 1-3. Ticked iron there. Draymond, the decision maker. Ball moving around nicely. How pretty was that? But everything but the basket. And then Draymond committing the foul. We call these screens the dark side of the moon. Boom, where did Kemba Walker go? Bogut eliminated him.
He is a big body, and there was no help from Cody Zeller behind because they know that little pick and roll, and Bogut rolls to the hoop, and Curry gives him that lob.
And Bogut gets no stat there other than he made the play. So Steph could be wide open.
I don't think Lynn's going to miss that. I'm surprised that he did. He made one, then missed one, and wide open there. I thought he was going to make it.
Steph Curry.
See, he can do so many things when he's near the basket. So a shot blocker, a potential shot blocker, says, oh, I think I've got this. But all of a sudden he releases it quicker and higher. And he still puts it in the right spot.
Kemba Walker, the wing jumper. You know, this is a very busy day for Klay Thompson. He's got 25. He's trying to stay with Walker on the other end. And that cross match, he's guarding Kemba a lot. Brandon Rush waiting for a whistle, yeah.
Draymond Green, 2 times in succession here. He could finish that play. He's got an angle to the basket. But he's opting to pass it out.
Marvin Williams, an open jumper. Charlotte can shoot 47%. Staying in the game. Curry from deep. This is when Steph is so special. 4 of 7 on threes, 22 in the game.
Well, when Curry's on the floor, as I said before, they can play a little looser. There's a lot more freedom given everybody. When they won in Houston, a little more set up, a little more mechanical, if you will.
Steph with a steal. Brandon Rush.
Well, he's hitting the shots that he takes tonight.
Steve Clifford's got to stop it. Biggest lead of the night. 18-4 run. 13 made threes. The best shooting team in the NBA. They get rolling at Oracle from distance, and you can count it from everywhere.
Up on the Hornets, I'm alongside Hall of Famer Reggie Jackson. And Reggie, thank you for joining us. I know you're here today doing a project with a local beat writer, Rusty Simmons, and you've been checking out Steph Curry's pregame warm-up. Why? What are you checking out?
Well, they had talked to me about it. Reggie, it's getting like batting practice. Steph comes out and he works on stuff, and it draws a crowd. And I said, well, the way he shoots the basketball, he should draw a crowd at any time he touches the ball. But they compared it to my batting practice and hitting the ball out of the ballpark and having people come out and see it. And the same way he goes through the routine of dribbling the ball between his legs and dribbling it faster and faster, and then all the shots that he takes and the variations. So it was pretty exciting. I've come a couple of times. I always try to get here about 4:35, and really so I can watch the pregame. I had no idea Steph did what he did until I came about a year and a half ago. It's pretty special.
So then what stands out to you about one thing that stands out in his warm-up?
Well, I would say that when you see it look like he's putting on a show, I see that stuff in the game. He uses those dribbles behind the back and through the legs, and with all the stuff that goes along with it. He uses it to loose players and winds up getting a free three. When he gets a free look, you can count it.
Now, you won a World Series in 1974 with the Athletics. That same year, 74-75, the Warriors won their NBA championship. How close and connected were you with that NBA team, the Warriors?
Well, you certainly shared the Bay Area with them, and you got to recognize the great players that they had. Nate Thurman, and the other guy that stood out, of course, was Rick Barry. And I've been around a few guys that played golf with him, and Dr. J and George Gervin had talked about some of the great players that they saw, and one of the great shooters, because Steph's name came up, and they mentioned Rick Barry as being able to compete and play with anybody and shoot the basketball as well. And of course, we all know, if you live around here, the great Nate Thurman was something special as well. But Jeff Mullins was here, and a few of the other guys. So it was a special time. I was just happy to be a part of it.
Yeah, and it was a great time to be a Bay Area sports fan. Well, we appreciate your time on this broadcast.
Thanks, Ross. Good to be with you.
No problem, guys. Back to you.
I tell you, Reggie is definitely a big Warrior fan. And one of the things last year, Jim, when Clay had his 37 in the quarter, what I marveled at was Jerry West was in the building, Chris Mullin was in the building, Ronnie Lott was in the building, and Reggie was in the building. And what did that feel like for all of those Hall of Famers watching that historic third quarter?
Well, they appreciate excellence, and they understand it. How about that?
Talk about excellence. A little underhand scoop from Draymond.
As I said, you don't always have to shoot with your left hand. You can find ways to score with your right hand. A little dipsy-do. But, talk about batting practice, and I'll say this quickly here because we've got to get back to this game. And for the first time tonight, Zeller's going to go to the line. I loved to watch Reggie in batting practice. I remember Don Mattingly and Dave Winfield, those Yankees, go to watch that batting practice because they hit home runs in batting practice just like you watch players shoot free throws warming up. It's just one after the other after the other.
And if you're ever in an NBA arena early, you see 5:30 shooters and 7:30 shooters. Steph Curry happens to be the best whenever he's shooting. Well, the Heat are coming next Monday. Get official verified tickets at Warriors.com. Dwayne Wade, Luol Deng, Chris Bosh, and a Miami squad with Goran Dragic back in business. It is really becoming a power in the East again.
So Zeller gets on the line for the first time tonight, third year in the league. Makes both free throws. And
Iguodala missing that three, but Draymond kept it alive. And we had a foul on the pass out.
I want to go back to Zeller. He got that 2013 draft. There was a lot of controversy. A lot of sports writers in Charlotte didn't like that pick. But the #1 pick was Anthony Bennett. Nope. But Victor Oladipo. He's the only one that's kind of stayed healthy. He and Zeller. Otto Porter. Okay. And then Zeller. Alex Len, who was injured, coming along now. Nerlens Noel got injured, right? And then Ben McLemore from the Kings was picked.
Wow.
So it was tough sledding there for some of the high draft picks.
Do you know what that would scare me? Is if I lived in Philadelphia. We're going to be terrible for years and build through the draft. Yep. Good luck. Good luck.
Yeah, you're flipping a coin a lot.
Wow, Jim, you went through those first round picks. That was a lean draft.
Exactly.
Klay Thompson turning and firing it in. It's a deep 2. Spencer Hawes going to shoot 2.
Warriors foul, charge, Klay Thompson, second personal.
He just rotates, gets a little bit of room, and gets a little momentum. And Jeremy Lin never leaves his feet to challenge the shot. Not that he would get there anyway with Klay's length. With Bogut out of the game, they attack the basket a lot more readily.
You know what's a little bit surprising with Spencer Hawes is that he wasn't more of a factor for the Clippers. LA is constantly looking for bench players. And I thought, okay, you sit DeAndre Jordan, you bring Hawes in. What a difference that would be. And he's been a pretty productive player.
Yeah, the number 10 pick overall. And 3 years in Sacramento, 3 years in Philly, went to Cleveland for a bit. He's bounced around the last few years. I agree. I thought he was perfect for the Clippers and different than DeAndre Jordan.
Mo Spates rolling nicely to the hoop. So Mo's got double digits off the bench.
That's a terrific finish. He was coming down when he released that ball.
Warriors up 8 at the end of 1, up 8 at halftime, pushing it to 15 right now. The biggest lead has been 16. And Clark moved his feet. Lamb couldn't get around him. Hawes checked it, shot clock at 3. And rimming that out. Draymond's 1 assist away from another triple-double.
Jeremy Lin's fallen down about 3 times tonight. He's got bad shoes.
Iguodala for 3, rattling that out. Kemba Walker step back, and that was an air ball. Why do we mention Draymond getting the triple-double? Because only one other Warriors ever had 3 in a row. And Spates, that would have been the assist. Only Tom Gola has had 3 straight triple-doubles in Warrior history. And this franchise has been around for 70 years. And Draymond is 1 away.
Yeah, he was 9, 9, and 9 with 4.5 minutes to go in this game. So he's got 11, 12, and 9. Just needs another assist.
Klay Thompson. Oh, man.
He's got range too.
30 for Klay.
It's not just Klay, and not just Stephen Curry, who has vision and expertise from 28 feet out.
Charlotte has played well tonight, but they're getting the Warriors AAA game.
Yes, they are.
Nice flip in. Lamb.
Jeremy Lamb is a better driver than I had thought he would be. I thought he was primarily a 3-point shooter, but he's not taking the easy way out tonight.
Klay Thompson curling that out. Jeremy Lamb looks like Will Barton.
Okay, a little bit. Not quite as athletic.
And Mo Spates draws his second charge of the game. I would say Mo is back in the rotation. The nice thing about how well Spates is playing is you haven't had to push Azili.
Right.
You know, Festus is in uniform. He's ready to go, but Luke Walton's had a luxury here. Got Hibbert tomorrow. He got some big bodies with the Lakers. Mo Spates! 6 of 7.
He's looking over at Luke, and they're smiling at each other. Well, when you're up by 18, you can afford to.
So shot clock off. Roberts attacking. Said Spencer Hawes can shoot 3s, but missing there. And that will do it. Shooting 58% are the Warriors. Clay's got 30, Steph's got 22, but Mo buckets with 13, and Draymond an assist away from a triple-double. Now the MVP being watched by a Hall of Famer tonight. Well, football season's over in the Bay Area with a Toyota game summary. Might I encourage you to keep an eye on the Dubs to fill your sports Saturdays, Sundays, and the rest of the week. This team is something else. Harrison Barnes a little short. Mo Spates, Harrison Barnes, Brandon Rush with Ian Clark and Andre Iguodala. 18-point lead in this fourth quarter. Warriors playing tomorrow night against the Lakers. His foul. Tomorrow will be 3 games in 4 nights. So for Luke Walton, he'll be managing minutes a little bit if he can. As Jim mentioned, this disjointed schedule. We'll be with you with Warrior pregame live at 6:30 tomorrow and tip it off at 7:30 from Staples. But Warriors are going to stay in LA after Tuesday for a couple days, and then Portland and Sac both on the road. And then Miami on Monday, so another 3 games in 4 nights. And there's just a lot of, it's a stretch in January, February, 17 of 26 on the road, but then finish March, April, 17 of 24 at home. And it's all building to January 25th, and that's where the Warriors see the Spurs for the very first time this year, right here at Oracle. Shot clock at 4, Brandon Rush. He's just a different player this year.
He certainly is.
Just a completely different player.
He's got his confidence back, and he's making a big contribution.
And now
his defense is better too.
With Harrison back, you can play Brandon here at the off guard with Iguodala and with Harrison. And so these second units that had given leads away a little bit, well now
you got some flexibility.
Brandon has rediscovered his shot with Harrison's injury. It's the best and only positive thing that came out of H being hurt. Harrison Barnes for the baseline.
Nice return game for Harrison.
4 of 7, 8 points. Biggest lead of the night at 20. Kemba Walker's become a volume shooter tonight. 7 of 17.
I love it when you block off the boards and the ball comes down and bounces on the floor.
That means you blocked out everybody.
And you got it covered.
Oh, Mo Spates. 7 of 8.
Charlotte, goal time!
The Hornets use the timeout. Got one issue left in this game. Is Draymond coming back in for a triple-double?
Exactly.
And that's about it.
And what's the final score? From a very knowledgeable fan base.
That was the assist in the game, presented by State Farm.
His first game back. Pretty sharp shooting the ball, moving around nicely.
You said the Warriors are giving the A game. I couldn't agree more. Their defense is tightened up here in the second half. They've only turned the ball over 9 times.
And they have 30 assists, and there's still 10 minutes left in this game.
There's so many things we could talk about. Spreading the wealth around.
Kaminsky, and denied by Harrison Barnes. This is what we talk about. He can play the 4.
Yep. And neither Iguodala or Sean Livingston can play that 4 position.
No, I mean, and Harrison's gotten bigger and stronger as he's continued to develop and work in the offseason. Iguodala setting up Mo Spates. And you're surprised he misses when he's that hot. That's 7 of 8. Lamb continues to score off the bench. He's got 16. Kemba Walker 18. Steph and Clay 52. And then double digits from Rush, Draymond, and Mo Spates. Cross-court skip. Brandon Rush, corner 3. Misfiring there with the ball moving nicely. We wondered if Draymond would come back in. He is. Kemba Walker, pretty nice finish there.
Just a backdoor play. You know when that big man takes a dribble towards you, that should alert the defender. If he takes the dribble towards you, you know that's normally what is coming.
I know Luke would not want to put Steph Curry back in this game.
This is one of those situations where you just do it for a stat.
Oh, Mo curling out that three. Crowd wanted that one too. Oz has Ian Clark on a switch.
But he had to get out of the lane because of the 3-second possibility.
And that's key. You play 4 years in college. You know that a flip shot works just as well as going all the way to the rim. So 8 minutes left. The lead at 16. Draymond's going to come back in. And guarantee you Charlotte will not stop playing.
Between his legs. Around his leg, excuse me. But right by Kemba Walker, who was very adept at stealing the basketball. Put it low on the floor, looked like it went between his legs, and made that terrific lob pass inside to Andrew.
The Ram shot of the game, the Draymond Express. Now, why are we making a big deal about 3 straight triple-doubles? One, Tom Gola is the only other Warrior ever to do that, and only 15 players have ever done this in NBA history. 3 straight triple-doubles.
How many players? 15?
15 in the history of the sport.
So Tom Gola, Oscar Robertson. I'm surprised Rick Barry never did that.
You know, it's interesting, and I want to see the full list at some point. Michael Jordan under Doug Collins played a little point forward for a stretch and kept having triple-double after triple-double after triple-double. I don't know if Michael did it all 3 consecutive, but he had a bunch of triple-doubles at that season because they were down guards and he handled the ball all the time. Let's see if Draymond can get it. And that's a 3 in the key. It was the right pass, but Mo had lingered in there a little too long.
Well, the easiest way for Draymond to get it is to either make a move for him up top and draw people, or he'll start at the low box, make a move to the inside, and then he'll collapse and kick it out.
Either that or just throw it to Klay Thompson, wherever he happens to be. Oz has Klay shooting over him. You've got a 14-point game. The Warriors have been up 22 and having fun, but 7 minutes is a long time in the NBA.
That's why we see Bogut right in front of us, getting ready to check in.
Draymond driving. That ball kicked. They'll recycle that to 14. It's still Warrior ball.
Andrew Bogut checking back in.
Mo Spades will get a great hand. 15 points in 16 minutes, and Steph Curry is going to come back in for Iguodala here. And so Luke Walton making sure that this doesn't get to single digits if the Warriors can avoid it.
All the starters with the exception of Brandon Rush. That's Ian Clark playing with the starting 4.
Remember, Brandon's coming back from that hamstring tightness too. So once he cools off, I mean, I want to put him back in. Charlotte working hard, but Ian Clark able to track it down. Ian driving and couldn't get it off glass. Warriors nearly a 4-minute scoring drought here. Keep going to Hawes on the switches and mismatches, but unable to score over Curry. Draymond, a little touch pass to Steph behind the back. Draymond again, throw it to Klay. There was a chance, and the crowd knows.
They certainly do.
The crowd knows Draymond's an assist shy of a triple-double.
This is a knowledgeable fan base.
Bogut committing the foul.
Talk about the Heat next Monday. They beat the Pacers tonight by 3.
Also got to mention that Kings win over the Thunder. First time they've ever done that.
Well, and they came back from 17 down.
And Durant didn't play. They took full advantage. Hawes a little show and go. Kaminsky, Wisconsin on Michigan State. Spartan win. Draymond's got 14 boards. Curry with the 3.
He goes to the left there. That's just a launch.
And that is the triple-double. And the crowd is going to give Draymond Green a standing O. 15 men in NBA history. 3 straight triple-doubles. Only the second Warrior to do it in Tom Gola and now Draymond Green. Jeremy Lamb hitting the jumper. An ordinary Monday night became something special. Steph Curry flipping it up and in. Steph, 25 and 27 minutes. Warriors putting this one away. They put it on the big board to let everyone know Draymond, 3 straight triple-doubles. Throw it to Steph, set that screen. 11 points, 14 boards, 10 assists. And the heartbeat of the team and everyone happy. Mo Spates with 15 off the bench. Our big play the Togo's way. Mo buckets, 7 of 10 from the field. Drawn 2 charges, 15 points. Third leading scorer behind Klay Thompson and Steph Curry. Season high. And really from the Dallas, Houston, Denver, and tonight, 4th solid game by Mo in a row.
40 Cody Sella, checking back in. Returning as well. Harrison Barnes back on the floor.
Harrison Barnes back in. Play with Steph, Klay, Draymond, and Bogut. So the starting unit officially put together. We're trying to get Harrison a couple minutes with the rest of the guys. Jeremy Lamb has found his niche. He's an off-the-bench scorer, and as Jim mentioned, quite the driver, 8 of 12. 0 for 2 on 3. He's been doing all the damage on these runners.
Yeah, it was just surprising to me. I did not know he had that game, and that means he's getting better. Good for him. Good for Charlotte.
Kemba Walker will draw the foul.
He's one of the quickest in the league changing directions. And going 100 miles an hour. Looks like he's out of control sometimes, but he stops on a dime and changes.
Well, and also, too, everything breaks down. He can get a shot off.
Oh, sure.
Even at 6'1", he can always get a shot off. And at UConn, he made so many and took so many big shots.
Yes.
And he's done that in the NBA. Charlotte's got a go-to guy at the end of games because of Kemba Walker, and he's improving his play.
He was the player that Michael Jordan wanted all along.
Klay curling that out. Bogut with the rebounding foul. So Klay has cooled off to 50%. He's 11 of 22, but has missed his last 5 shots. Klay will be excited tomorrow. Anytime he goes back to play the Lakers, play Kobe. Draymond not letting Jeremy Lin drive. Lin inside, and he will get to the line. Now, Jim, you had some interesting pregame rituals, I'm sure, as a player.
Yes.
And a lot of guys are superstitious. Jeremy Lin has, well, that's pregame Jeremy Lin to the left. And then there's game Jeremy Lin. And there's a lot of product that goes into that preparation right there.
I was going to say, he could be a sponsor for Butch Wax. If you know what that is.
Gets it all to, well, that's when people used to have the DA haircuts.
Oh my God, I can't even believe he pulled that out.
Come on! fun. I always like to surprise you.
You know what? Your father has educated you in that direction. There's no way.
I'm well read.
You had no idea what a BA was.
It's for a Ducks something or other.
Yeah, from about 1957 to 58. 56, 57, 58.
Clay was going to kick it out. That's not West Side Story.
And if it just had a crew cut, you used the butch wax up front.
So get straight up, right? Yep. Steph to beat the shot clock. What do you think of Charlotte here? We've seen a bunch of teams in the Eastern Conference.
Well, it's hard to evaluate them without Nicholas Batum, without Al Jefferson, without Michael Kidd-Gilchrist. They're going to be very good. They're going to be competitive. They're not going to be, you know, one of the strongest teams in the league for a while. Depends on the development. Kemba Walker should get better. I would hope that Zeller would get better. Kaminsky should get better as well.
Steph missed a layup. That does not happen. Here's a short circuit a little bit offensively here. Fortunately, they had the big lead. They're up 22. I think the one thing Michael Jordan did a great job of, Steve Clifford wasn't one of those name players in the league.
Right.
Okay, he was a 20-year assistant coach, and he really knows what he's doing on offense and defense. And he's got a great staff with Bobby Weiss and Steven Silas, Patrick Ewing. And I'm very impressed always with how Charlotte, how well coached they are. And Steph knocked to the ground, no foul call. And here come the Hornets. They run out a little time here, but we've got a single-digit ball game. So the whistles have been put away a little bit. At a minute 52 in that 22-point lead under an 18-5 run. And the Hornets have made it a single-digit game. So the Warriors have shot it at 52%. We're cruising along, having fun with Draymond's triple-double. But you got to credit the Hornets. They have a lot of young players that continue to play hard. And when they get to full strength and get Jefferson and Batum back, they're going to be a problem for some teams in the East.
Well, absolutely. They were in the playoffs last year. That's their goal this year. They're just barking at it right now. They're one of 10 teams over 500 in the Eastern Conference, a much improved conference this year.
When you look at the Warriors, you have all these road games coming. This was a very nice performance. A lot of the depth back. I think that with Harrison and most Spates, Luke Walton's got a lot more weapons.
Well, they're going to need that because this is a very, very challenging, demanding month. You got the game tonight. Then you go on the road. You got the Lakers. You've got Portland. You've got Sacramento. Then you come back and play a game. The next day you go out to Denver again. Then come back and play another.
Right.
And then you go to Detroit. They've actually, when you talk about this calendar month, they've got 2 trips that take you to the East Coast.
And if you look at the Western standings, right now, the Warriors are not gaining much separation from the Spurs. You're 31-2. You're the best team in the league. San Antonio is off to the best start in their franchise history. And so that collision course is January 25th. And as Jim mentioned, all that Warrior travel and going to the Eastern time zone a couple different times, all these games where there's no extended homestand.
We'll see how that plays out. But the Warriors are the defending champs. And they started the season 24-0. And they've got credentials. And they've got talent. And right now they're getting more experience.
They got to finish this off because
they've got the Splash Brothers and a guy named Draymond Green.
Charlotte had that 22-point comeback win. And right out of the timeout, set it up for the MVP. Flip it in, draw the foul. And Steph go to the line to get his number.
I like that little shake out there to move. Watch this. And he put the ball down. I'll tell you what. That's I love the way he did that because he got rid of the ball and then changed pivot feet. That was very, very sharp. I'm going to ask him about that one.
One of my favorite shows, 30 for 30. That's what we have tonight. Steph and Clay, 30 points each. Bogut called for the foul. And Zeller on the arm.
Steph Curry just made a move, though, I've never seen him do. And I'm telling you, it's a terrific thing. I don't know whether he just improvised, but it's going to be very effective if he continues to use it.
Zeller dropping in the free throw. Authentic Fanuary on CSN. 31 days dedicated to our authentic fans. 100 prizes, including Warrior tickets. Chance to go to the Coaching Corps Awards dinner with Steph Curry, Hunter Pence, Tara Vanderveer, and others. So CSN.com/Fanuary. 10-point game, final minute 25. Stolen. Lamb again, these runners. He's got 22 on 9 of 13 shooting. You got to execute here. Lead at 8. Draymond attacking and hammering it home.
He had a couple plays earlier in this quarter. He could have finished the same way, but he opted to make the pass. I'm telling you, he is some kind of player.
Walker.
Bogut changed that shot.
Zeller couldn't finish with Bogut there.
He didn't block it, but he changed it and caused the miss.
The Warriors taking on the Lakers tomorrow night. Curry step back.
That's a new one. He had an air ball in the first half. So that's 2 in one game.
5 of 10 on threes. Jeremy Lin missing there. Greg and Saint getting ready to talk about it on Honda Post Game Live. The Warriors 35 wins in a row at home. And 32-2 on the season. And they head to LA, Portland, and Sacramento this week. Lamb missing there. No need to shoot it. And the Warriors have swept the Hornets. The home winning streak remains alive, and we watch Draymond Green 3 straight triple-doubles. And for the Warriors, they'll feel good getting down to LA. They got a good challenge from the Hornets, but the champs are something else in this building. 111-101 with Warrior Post Game Live, presented by Honda, on the way right now after another great night at Oracle.